If you're selfish to the things that you care about, it helps the people around you navigate it. What you have taken away, sadly, is options for that young woman in terms of what her viewpoint is. We don't know the other person's viewpoint. So being selfish is actually sometimes a selfless act, because when you're selfish in what you want in certain elements, people around you can know what to do. It's better for them to know what's happening around you than for you to keep it and withdraw that element of choice.
I love my wife.
You love your wife.
But I'm gay.
Okay.
Should I come out now? Yes or no?
You love your wife, but you're gay. Should you come out? Let's see what these guys have to say.
We brought together a group of strangers to help an anonymous person make one of their toughest decisions.
All right,
My
Jubilee.
wife's the most important person in my life, and I would never want to do anything to hurt her. But I'm also gay.
You know what's funny? There's probably a lot of people who are in this situation. Maybe because of family pressure, maybe because of societal pressure, maybe they didn't come out and, maybe they began dating someone and then realized that they had feelings towards another gender. And that's the thing. If something is not out there, or if something is not spoken about, it becomes like a little guilty pleasure, or it can sit and fester. And whatever it is, actually, it doesn't really matter. So my viewpoint before we even start this is it's better to say what's happening, because then you can make steps. But unless you say what's happening, can you really work together? If you don't say what's going on, it will sit and fester.
So I'm not sure how to approach it, or even how to come out.
After hearing the group's advice, which choice will this person make?
You know what? Think about it. It also depends where this person wants to go. Do they want to come out so they can work with their partner to navigate it and stay married? Or do they want to come out so they can live out that dream they wanted to live out? So I guess the answer depends on their intentions as well.
Is the dilemma.
Okay, Jubilee. Oh, wow. Oh, I need to hear this now.
How long into the relationship did you realize you were gay?
That's a good question.
Before I got married.
How did you meet your partner?
In that case, not telling her kind of is deception on your part. But then there can be shame in that as well. So everything's so complicated.
We grew up in the same community together. We started off as friends, then best friends, and it grew from there.
Is your partner supportive of everything you do?
In our viewpoints on religion, yes. In terms of supporting the LGBT community, no.
That means he's a
big
faith-based person. Yeah.
We both grew up in the same religious community.
Yeah.
So we both grew up with the same values and the same social guidelines.
Yeah,
So
religious.
Do you think your wife knows you're gay?
This gets more complicated. When you are in a faith-based surrounding, even coming out as gay, homosexual, whatever, is a lot harder. And to tell your partner is bigger than just saying you are homosexual or lesbian, whatever. What that means when you tell your partner in a faith-based environment is you're actually telling your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, everybody you've known, everybody that you've grown up with. And I can probably assume that part of the reason why he probably got married was more of that this will maybe shut down any thoughts I have. Yeah, but anyway, I'm just thinking out loud.
No, she doesn't.
What was the main reason as to why you went to the yes side?
I have a few family members in the LGBTQ plus community, I know all their experiences coming out have been positive, at least in the long run. I really thought to myself about him coming here, wanting to, share his truth and, speak to us about it. I knew that it's about time. It's starting to boil over, and he needs to come out.
What was your reasoning for marrying a woman even though you knew you were gay?
I thought that if I got married, that it would change me.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of thought so. Some of the things that the faith-based environments teach you, well, not really teach you, but that might be a better answer in some situations, is you might be put in a place where you have two choices. You either come out and everyone leaves you and you might be shunned, or you fall deeper and deeper into the narrative of just shut it down, close your mind to it, and just do what everybody thinks is right. If they celebrate something, let me just focus on it because there might be a chance that I might be just so happy. But the truth always comes out. That's the sad truth about life. So this mindset is actually very common. Damn.
What are your intentions in life?
Jeez.
And how do you want to feel about your life?
I want to be truthful, but I also don't want to hurt the people surrounding me.
Yeah.
I'm a very honest person. I don't lie. So the fact that I'm basically living a lie right now gives me a lot of anxiety and depression.
You know, it's sad that he had to first get married to then start feeling this level of guilt. He probably had it as he was going into the marriage. But I guess the sad truth is the older you get, the more honest you have to be with yourself, and you have to be extremely selfish in some ways, because it's only when you choose to be extremely selfish that sometimes I would even classify that as being genuine. If you're selfish to the things that you care about, it helps the people around you navigate it. What you have taken away, sadly, is options for that young woman in terms of what her viewpoint is. We don't know the other person's viewpoint. So being selfish is actually sometimes a selfless act, because when you're selfish in what you want in certain elements, people around you can know what to do. It's better for them to know what's happening around you than for you to keep it and withdraw that element of choice, especially at something as big as this. Because the question then comes is, do you actually love me? Jubilee. I was going to say Jubilee, but Jubilee. Interesting.
But I know if I came out suddenly, it would devastate her.
You have to.
Bisexual, and I would have never said anything if I ended up falling in love with a man and everything worked out. And I fell in love with a woman, and I didn't want to hide anymore.
Exactly.
Being your authentic self is my principle.
So, is there an expected fallout that extends beyond just the relationship?
You know what? One more thing. It doesn't matter what you choose. Right and wrong depends on so many factors. Your religion, your upbringing, your belief system, your experiences. Right and wrong is contextual in some ways. Yes, there's some universal rights and wrongs, but in most elements, it's pretty contextual. But when you're authentic to yourself, whatever choice you choose to make in life, own it. Because it's only when you own it that people around you can make the best decision. And now that you haven't owned it, trying to own it after you've taken decisions from people hurts them more. And waiting longer to make a decision will make them get hurt more. So the best time is always now.
Of you and your wife, is it more than just your guys' relationship that's at stake?
My job is tied to the church, so I could potentially lose my job.
Ooh.
Most likely lose my family, my friends. I would lose everything.
Yeah, you're gonna lose your job.
No support.
Are we the only people who know about this?
I've never told anyone.
Just based on this information now, you guys can switch to the other side if you want.
You know what? I would have gone to tell the people you care about. It's better off. You know what? I feel like if it didn't go to the point of getting married, this would have been an easier situation. In a faith-based environment, choosing to then get married with full knowledge of what your intentions are, in a way, and you're still holding that position in that environment, it depends. Some, faith environments have very strong beliefs. Some are very relaxed. So from what he's saying, it looks like he's an environment where if he does say what he's feeling, most likely he will lose his job and his wife. And that's scary, to lose everything. Because sometimes it's better to have people around you, even though you might not be your most authentic self, because the alternative is to lose everything and start afresh, which it's still difficult. This is a dilemma, actually. Oof.
He was explaining what's at stake if he comes out immediately. Because of that, the more I thought about that, the more I was like, you know what? He's going to be losing literally everything because of this. So I feel like he needs to have some sort of...
He lost it before it started. I'm sorry.
The reason I said no, I'm
it's sad.
Same as you. It took me a moment to kind of come to terms with that. So it's like, I look more at like, am I safe? If you do, gone. You could lose a lot of things that you built up on this foundation.
Have you considered reaching out to therapy or some sort of counseling to help you through this process?
In the community I live in, it's a little bit hard to find counseling.
You know what? I feel like people just need to make choices in life. To make up their mind. Who are you? Are you gay? Are you straight? Sometimes it's better just make a choice and live with it. Because when you are wavering on the line is when you hurt people. That's the sad truth. When you're black or white, people don't often get hurt. And if they do get hurt, they know what they're doing. But if you are in between, wavering, teetering, that's when people get hurt.
I live in a more rural area, so the majority of counselors are based through the church.
Yeah, and they know you probably as well.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your relationship with God? And has there been moments where you've personally experienced Him guide you?
Yeah, I would say...
He said church, so probably Christianity.
All things that I do in my life, and I don't follow God blindly. I've felt Him work in my life before. So for me, it's a real relationship that I have, and it's the most important relationship I have. God goes before everything else.
Okay.
If you show who you really are to somebody, to anybody, they're going to show you who they are. Like
that's true.
Of the time. And if you're surrounding yourself with people who are kind of not in support of the person.
I don't know that guy's name, but he's so smart. Like, there will be situations in your life when you assume that people around you react negatively, or even the opposite. Assume that people around you will react in a positive light. It's better to know who people around you really are than to just keep something this big. Small things I understand, everyone's got small things, but something that is eating at the core of who you are as a person, you can't even get help. It's better to let people know around you who you are. Then you will know who your wife is. Then you will know who your church is. It's like ripping a bandage off. Ugh. It ain't easy.
I think that's
okay, I'm done with this. simple answer is eventually you will tell your wife. And one thing I can tell you is it might not be ideal for you to do in the next 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years. But one thing I know is the sooner the better. Let's just say you're 1 year into marriage, right? Or let's just say you're 10 years into marriage. An extra couple years is still taking years off somebody's decision. Whatever choice they choose to make is their choice. And the sooner you tell them, the sooner they can make that choice. And if you wait for what you think is the best time for them, you don't know. You can't enter somebody's brain to pick the time when you think they'll be the most okay to listen because you are at this or that. Be wise in what you say when you say it, but don't wait 6 months to a year. Do it at the soonest possible occasion. And maybe start in the home and work your way outside. But yeah. Don't marry somebody if you know you have feelings towards another gender. Or at least don't marry them until you've made that clear to them. And if you have married them, make it clear to them because they'll feel crazy. They might feel certain ways in terms of, I don't know about this or that. They might never say it, but they might just feel it or see it and just keep it themselves. But yeah, what do you think? Leave your comments down below. Thank you.